13 who has no idea how in the world he got here, and even though he has some amazing abilities, he has a whole lot to learn. Take a look.
What about George Washington?
Yeah. How about him?
Is he a superhero too?
He's the first president ever of America.
And Hathor? Is she on another test?
Superheroes aren't real. What's wrong with you? Seriously, I know it's your first day and all. Don't you know anything?
That's why I came here. To learn.
He's got a lot to learn. That's right. Please welcome Matt Dallas.
No, I don't hate it.
What would you like them to say?
You're hot. Hot.
You're hot. Okay.
Sexy.
Do you want to take it over again? Gee, you're hot and sexy.
Gosh, you're hot and sexy.
And you're fun.
And you
I
have
like that one too.
You have a dog, right? You could use a dog whisperer.
I do have a dog. My dog has eaten so many things. I've been through 4 cell phones in the past 2 months.
That's Sebastian right there, right?
Cell phone?
Yeah. Now that is the world's best dog.
Barbara, you've got some competition now. What are you gonna do?
Is he a puppy?
He's about a year old.
That's why he's still chewing on stuff.
Yeah,
Mine
he's
does
going
not
through that
eat
phase.
cell phones.
No.
We're moving along.
So you should have Cha-Cha train your dog. I want to talk about the show because on it, you play this teenage guy who essentially knows nothing about the world. He doesn't have a belly button, which is odd, and I really cannot wait until we find out why. I think it's some sort of womb theory. But he also just found out he can be very turned on by girls, which is normal.
He comes from nowhere. He comes from like a forest.
He's in this forest covered in this like gel, and all of a sudden you're there trying to figure out life. And do you consider yourself as much of an outsider as this character? Can you relate to that?
Well, I think everyone can kind of relate to being an outsider and kind of feeling out of place and lonely.
But were you that kid
yeah,
in school, or were you?
When I was, a kid, I was always picked on because I was never, not really into sports like all the other kids, and so it's definitely something that I can relate to.
You do.
Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
Do you have a belly button?
I do.
Is it an innie or an outie?
I'm an innie.
You're an innie.
But in one of the first scenes, when you come out of this forest, you are nude and covered in this naked. You are naked. There you go. You are naked and covered in pink goo. So I mean, here you go. It's a brand new role, and you have to be naked. How'd you feel about that? Totally naked, or only a little naked?
Well, almost completely naked. I had a little piece of material about this size, double stick tapes just onto the front, and that was about it.
How was that getting it off?
Painful. It was kind of like a Band-Aid, rip it off.
So what was it like for you when you have to go in front of everybody like that?
I was more nervous about it, just the thought of it in the beginning. But then when it actually came to shoot it, and it was kind of on the day, I just kind of had to say, you know what, forget it. Just don't even think about it, because I would have just freaked myself out.
Is Matt Dallas your real name? Is that your real name? Sounds like a porn star.
Has anyone
ever told you that?
Yeah.
Matt Dallas.
My friends in high school used to always call me Matt Dallas, porn star to the stars.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not the first one to think of that. But that is your actual name?
It is my real name.
Are you dating anyone?
I am currently single.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I
You
am.
look, you single and looking, or single and just enjoying being single?
I'm always kind of looking. I must say that I like to be in a relationship. I like having crew to be there.
Yeah.
Are we ever going to find out who you are and where you're from? Does that involve?
We do. We find out. We'll find out by the end of the season.
But now, when you go back home, and you're close to your grandmother, right?
I'm very close. My grandma is,
So,
one of the dearest people to me.
so what does Grandma think of her baby becoming this star and walking around nude with pink goo?
She loves it. Every time I go home, she pulls out her bag of magazines that I've been in and, just stuff. And every time I go home, she'll pull out, old tapes of plays that I've been in, my first play that I've been in, and make me watch them. And I'm like, Grandma, I've seen it a million times.
You're a loved child.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Not all actors come from unhappy families. You come from a loving family.
What do you
call your grandmother?
We call her Grandma.
Is she part of it? Is she actually...
She's in the family.
my grandpa Papa.
Yeah, do you consider your grandmother part of the family?
I do. She's part of the family. She was definitely my nanny growing up, but she was part of the family.
Well, Julie has no family members at all.
She's gonna need a bigger box because I have a feeling she's gonna have a lot more to brag about with you. You're a success. Thanks for being here with us today. Hopefully no more double stick tape, but you're right.
Yeah,
Our thanks to Matt Dallas. Kyle XY airs on ABC Family tonight at 8 p.m. and repeats Friday nights at 9 right here on ABC. Also, we will be right back.